Yeah, man. Episode 13.
13.
Unfortunate. At least we're not recording on a Friday anyway. Because do you believe in all that actually? The superstitions and them thing.
I know you are superstitious, Don. Anyway,
Do you know what? I used to be Friday the 13th. Like I think that comes back from my mum though, because I remember she kind of drilled it into me. You know, like the thing where she said, I don't know if your mum used to do this, yeah, but you know, like when you used to thunder or lightning, you have to turn all the TVs off and all the. Do you have to do that?
no, I didn't do that.
Okay, well, this is why we're different. You never done that?
No.
The tiniest bit of lightning or thunder,
turn it off.
you had to turn everything off, all the electrics, and come away from the windows. But the Friday the 13th thing links into that because I think that's where it all comes from, them little superstition and weird things that my mum used to do. But I had a mad story though. I used to work with someone that, it's not a mad story actually, but on Friday the 13th, like, he nearly died, to be fair. He was in like a chip shop and this lorry, I don't know why, how, maybe it was just a tire dryer, I don't know. But he drove into the thing and missed like the guy I used to work with by like inches. And ever since then, I've kind of thought, there might be a little Friday the 13th thing. Could actually be a thing. Still. But hay fever, talk to me, man, because before we start recording, you were sniffling. I've been sniffling all day.
Oh, dead. I'm literally
voices mash up.
Yeah, my voice is done, so it's even more higher than it usually is. What is it? Yeah, my eyes have been burning. It's been my throat though. Because I think I was saying to you, I think I've had like half a pot of honey since in the last 2 days. Because there's one night I was just awake at about 4 a.m. My throat was finished.
I said like Winnie the Pooh. Is that man's out here like Winnie the Pooh? Listen, I can't remember the characters, but yeah, probably more than likely, man.
So the access, yeah, my nose. So it's a bit bad because I've been obviously doing meetings. Looks like I've been taking cocaine, so I'm just rubbing my nose like every 2 minutes because it's just tickling, isn't it? It's like really sore tickling.
Do you have to tell them as well, like, listen, this is just hay fever, you know, it's not like...
No, 100. Because sometimes you go away, you come back in it, like you're going to blow your nose or whatever, you come back and you're like this, isn't it?
You like that, yeah, I've done it before, man.
Obviously, you need energy in the meetings and that, so like coming like perky and stuff like this, like all right, so yeah, what's the plan of action? Like, man, you have to tell everybody that you got hay fever.
I always find you as well, like I haven't been on the train for a minute now, but I always find on the train it's the maddest because you're going through like country, like sometimes even though the windows aren't open on there, but I think even if like they open the doors to let people off for like a couple of minutes or something, like even now I can feel it in my eyes. But yeah, on the train,
you get it quite bad, innit?
Yeah, like I never used to, and then I don't know if it's an eyelash or hay fever, probably both. But sorry, anyone that's listening, they can't see me rubbing my eye like a madman. But yeah, no, I never used to, and then like 1 year, it just caught me out. Like I think I got it from. I was abroad. I can't remember where I was. And it's weird because now when I'm abroad, my hay fever doesn't affect me at all. But I remember this 1 year, I came back, from abroad. And then I remember I came back and it just caught me off. Like I thought I had a cold. You know, when you think you've been on holiday, you've been on a plane, you've been traveling, you're just a bit run down. And then I started getting it every year. And then someone said, no, that's hay fever. It's like a cold at first. Like your throat's fucked, you can't breathe. Sometimes you get like a headache or you get like a pressure headache. And you know what I mean? You can't do anything. But I got some good tablets though. Got some really good tablets.
Which ones you got?
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to say. But they work. They're legit. They're legal. But I'll send you them afterwards. But they're only like what are them other ones called? Like Piriton. They're like them.
Piriton, yeah.
They're like them.
Yeah.
They're just tiny little things and they work. But they're like I don't know if you can get them over here, but they're legit. They're not like illegal or nothing. There's nothing illegal in them.
No, it's cool. It's cool. You can text me the name afterwards.
Yeah, they work though. They work.
Yeah.
Like you gotta take it in the morning though. Like first thing. If you take it like 2:00, it's pointless because it's like walking into a fight thinking you're gonna win in round 12 and you've been getting battered for 11 rounds. So yeah, you gotta like yeah. But I know some people suffer bad. Like they can't come out of their house. You know, like as soon as they get up, the curtains have to be drawn to get like a mad migraine, and they have to sit indoors and all of that. But yeah, you just got to get on with it, man. I think. I mean,
said hay fever like prison, boy.
Yeah, man. You not see that thing that I put up the other day on Instagram? Did you see it? Where like it's like a skit. It must be like a comedian, yeah. And he's like pulls back the curtain like that. But obviously it's him outside, but he's pretending to be another character. And he says like hay fever, and he's just like that, just ready. Yeah, he's just ready to punch him up. That is literally how I feel every single day when I get up. I'm just like, I know it's gonna kill me, man. What do you think like of a night though? It's worse for you.
In a night, you
yeah.
say. It's the hay fever blocking my ears. It's both, man. It's like in the daytime, I'm just sneezing and I'm all blocked up, and at night I just can't breathe. I think at night I'm more irritable because I'm tired. I just want to go to sleep, and usually I fall asleep within 2-3 minutes hitting the pillow. But yeah, in the daytime, it's just when your nose is running in it and all of that stuff. It's just annoying. So yeah, it's a bitch either way, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't. Do you know what? I don't ever get. I don't get a runny nose. That's a weird one. I know a lot of people do, but for me, it's the other one. Like I just can't breathe, man. It's like I don't know. You know, like have you ever had a fly go up your nose? I know it sounds really weird, but you know sometimes you get them little tiny green flies and there's up your nose. That's the feeling I get all day, regardless if a fly is up there or not. Yeah, you know, look at tiny green ones I'm talking about. Yeah, the little them ones there. You get one of them with your nose, and then it does feel like you're on cocaine because you're like that every 2 minutes, like sniffling and trying to rub your nose. But yeah, man, I don't know what's worse: cold weather in the December, November, or in the summer. You gotta, do you mean, feel like your nose is on fire for all the wrong reasons.
Definitely the cold weather. I'll suffer through hay fever for warm weather. There's nothing worse than being cold.
Yeah, but you can get warm though. You know what I mean? You can get, when you're cold, you can just get warm.
No.
In fact, I take that back because last year was the first year that I've actually felt the cold. I was outside with 2 jumpers, sometimes 3 jumpers on. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know, man.
That's what I mean. As soon as you got to leave your house, yeah, it's peak. So yeah, it's long.
Yeah, man. But I was going to ask you as well. Did you hear about Jamie Foxx? Because I think we were going to talk about him a couple of weeks back, and then we forgot. Not forgot, but we just ran out of time. And then, do you know what's been going on with him? Like all the kind of madness that hasn't really been in mainstream. For who Jamie Foxx is, you would have thought this would have been bigger news, I think, but it just seems to have kind of been brushed under the carpet a little bit.
Yeah, I remember having to go search for it a little bit. I still don't know much about it, to be honest, other than the family was really worried, and then he's all right, apparently. But you're right, because he's quite big, isn't it? Like he's had his career has been going on a while, and he's a big. But what do you know about it?
So the only things that I've read or researched is that he had some sort of seizure at first, and I think it turned into a stroke, which kind of left him semi-paralyzed, if that's the right word. So I think he lost his ability to kind of talk for a bit. I think he lost his sight in one of his eyes as well. I don't know if that's been regained or if it's a permanent thing, but at one point it's looked touch or go. Do you know what I mean? Like I think people were worried that he might not even make it through that. So, but then they linked a lot of that. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but I'm just saying they linked a lot of it to the vaccine, which hasn't been. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying. I don't know if it's come out from someone from his camp or his family, but a lot of them have been saying it had something to do. I think he had to film a film. Obviously, he had to film a film. That's a stupid kind of thing to say, but he had to go away for a film, but he had to be vaccinated to do this film or something. They're saying, and they're saying that it could be a potential trigger of that, but it could just be anything. There's people out there that don't take the vaccine that are probably having strokes every day unfortunately, as well. So I don't think you can just blame it on that. But I think he's getting better. I think he's having treatment for a lot of it now. He's back in like a specialized hospital that deals with strokes and all of them things. So I think he's on the mend. But I just think it's mad because like you hear about certain people in the news, and I have to go and Google who they are because I don't know who they are. Do you know? Not in a disrespectful way. Just I'm not clued up with everything in the world. But with Jamie Foxx, he's big, man. He's big in music and he's big in acting. More so probably in acting for some people, but I just think it's weird, man. It's a weird one. Maybe because it's American. Maybe if it was Simply Red or flipping, I don't know, someone else. Do you know what I mean? From the UK.
Yeah, I mean, it might be. I don't know what coverage is like in America. So maybe it is that there's a bit more because they've got the local like news outlets, don't they? Quite a lot of the states and that. So it might be maybe where he lives or other states where he's bigger. But yeah, I feel like he didn't really give a shit. But yeah, so I've had to really. So I think it was only on Twitter, and then is it what's the one that always knows it? TMZ.
Yeah, TMZ, man.
Stuff before it's even happened. They're predicting things. That,
I was just about to say, are they in the know or are they the ones doing the doing? Do you know what I'm saying? Are they the ones that killed Michael Jackson? Because I'm just saying, man. Like they don't because they publish news before the families know. Like they knew about Pop Smoke dying before Pop Smoke's mum knew that Pop Smoke was dead. So are they doing the doing just for the traction on social media? I don't know, man.
For the clicks.
For the click, man, for the views,
No, it has been quiet, but that's the only thing I can think of. But I'd say he's probably he's an international star.
Yeah,
his
come
films
on.
have been global. Yeah, he's as big as they get. As in, maybe not as big as they get, but
he is one off. He's one off.
He's blockbuster.
Yeah, come on. Should we go? Like I'm just looking now at his films. Yeah, this guy has been in a lot of films. For him not to be even mentioned on like Sky News. I tell you what, there's a woman that, and someone's nan. So I don't mean to be disrespectful, but there was a woman that got knocked over by, I think, one of the princes.
Is it the police called him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, she made the news. Now, I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is bigger than this woman, and he didn't make the news. So maybe it's just they don't know who Jade. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's been on the news, but I don't really watch the news like that. But he's been in some mad films. Like, have you ever seen Collateral? That's one of my favourite Jamie Foxx films.
With Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, man.
That film is actually so mad. So mad, but sick. Yeah, he's in Spider-Man. He's in.
Is he? Yeah. Which one?
No
Way Home.
Yeah. No. He's in one of the older ones as well. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, The Amazing Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. It says. I didn't know that. You ever seen Dreamgirls? That's sick as well. Dreamgirls.
Yeah, he's sick in that.
Miami Vice. Jarhead. Ray. And that's my favorite actually.
Ray.
Sorry,
is that your favorite Jamie Foxx film?
Well, two. There's two.
I think I know your other one because I think that's going to be my one. Yeah, you're laughing. It is. It's the same one.
Well, beautiful.
You got to lick it before you stick it. You got to strap it before you wrap it.
Oh shit, man! I don't know if I've just gone deaf in one ear, if it's the hay fever, but yeah, it's that's old, man. That's got to be what 95.
Yeah, that's mid 90s. I definitely watched that. We talked about Boys of the Hood before, innit? I definitely watched that way before I should have watched that.
Yeah, 97.
Yeah.
Buns. Yeah, man. He's had some good films, to be fair. He's in like kids' films as well. Like he's been in Rio 2. I feel like he was in another. Oh no, it's Rio, because I've watched them with the kids before.
Oh, he's in what's the Pixar one? Soul. That's him, isn't it?
Yeah.
The musician. That was a sick film.
That's a very good film. I watched that. I think Christmas. It came out a couple of years ago, but he's good in that as well.
Yeah, I can't watch that again though. That was. That moved to me different because I watched it once and I enjoyed it, but I'll remember it forever. I'm good.
Yeah, no, it's a good one, man. So it's a good White House Down. You ever seen that? I can't remember.
Oh, he's yeah. Sorry, go on. There's another film you just reminded me of.
I think in the White House Down, I think I can't remember is it Channing Tatum? I think is the one who kind of saves the day.
Yeah.
I might have got that wrong, but I think Jamie Foxx has a big role in that as well. But go on, what was your film?
Oh, there's another film that's just like that with Gerard Butler. I know you know the film.
Are you on about not Law Abiding Citizen?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one.
That's a good film.
It's hard.
Yeah,
my God.
Yeah, it's a good one, man.
That is a mad. If you ain't seen that film, that film.
There was another one. I was trying to find it, but I can't remember. I can't remember what it was called, man. There was a film that was. Oh no, it was a big film. This is why I'm kind of surprised he didn't make mainstream news over here. I think it's called. Is it Danjo? I've never seen it. Or something like that.
The thingy one. With,
Unchained.
Django. Yeah. With, what's the Pulp Fiction guy?
Not Samuel Jackson.
No, the guy that writes them.
Oh, Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that's his film.
What, Quentin Tarantino done a slave film?
DiCaprio in it as well.
How did we let that one slide?
No, it wasn't. No, we didn't. It was a bit.
Okay.
I've seen the film, and the film is a bit. It's a lot of appropriation, and it's a mad film to have been directed by him. That was very unapologetic. It's all a bit weird, and even the film itself. I understand why Fox did the film, and he played well but yeah, it was. Yeah, I said I wouldn't. It's one of the films. If you're done with the slavery films and you can't really be asked with.
No, I got to that point.
Just don't bother watch it. Yeah.
I got to that point. I think because I remember when it came out. I think that's why. Was it not one of those big films that it won awards? I feel like it did.
I think it won. Maybe I don't know if it won Oscars, but
it was like a Golden Globe or something like that. It was like one of them kind of ones down from an Oscar, and I just can't watch them kind of films, man. I've seeing black people getting whipped and all them. I can't be doing that, man. There was one film that I watched like that, and I can't remember what it was called, but. It was, when you watch it and you just think, wow, no, I can't be watching this, man. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with it. Why am I watching it? And then, I can't watch that, man. But there was one that I literally just thought of. Like, I've got the list up here. I don't know why I'm trying to remember them. Like, I haven't got a list in front of me, but yes, there's two. So, Sleepless is a film that I've never watched, but I've heard very good things about. And
I don't know that film.
It was like 2014, and it's like I think he's got to rescue someone's son. I can't remember the whole story, but he's basically like, I feel like it's kind of a bit like Miami Vice, but it's not. Very similar storyline to that, but yeah, he's in that. And there was one more. Man said, if you don't believe me about the hay fever, there's my sneeze to prove it. There's my sneeze to prove it.
There's three of us in this pod, me, you, at the hay fever.
The hay fever, man. I said, look, I'm not joking. But even his album, remember he didn't have an album called what was the album called, man?
I can't remember what it's called, but it was sick. That's it's got
Intuition.
Yeah.
Was that a song? Was that a single?
It's a song, and I think that song was Unpredictable.
That's what
played the girl love song. Yeah, that's a sick album.
Yeah. I remember that other film now. I think he's in Ali. I think he's in that. I think he's in Ali.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I need to double check. Let me go back to the list. I'm pretty sure he's in that film.
There's another film because I'm just looking at a list as well. He is. Yeah, he's.
How did this man not make mainstream news? How many films that we just talked about? They're all big films. Even Booty Call is a big boy film. If you know about Booty Call, come on. But,
he's in that Just Mercy as well. I remember watching it.
Oh, is that when he's the lawyer?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's one of those films where. It's a quota film, innit? And that if you watch a film like that, you can't watch any mad films for the rest of the year.
I vaguely remember it.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, I stumbled across it one day on Sky. Like, I literally just watching it one night, looking for a film, and I thought, it sounds okay. But go on. Sorry, tell me the storyline again, because I can't. I've watched it once.
It's the one. It's with Michael B. Jordan. So there was barely any advertising. Like they kind of just snuck it in the cinema. But yeah, there's. I think Jamie Foxx is the guy who's wrongly accused of a crime. I can't remember what crime it is.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
obviously it's back in the day as well, and I think it's based on a true story. But I think the Michael B. Jordan character is an up and coming lawyer, and he spots the case, so he picks it up.
True story.
Yeah, and everyone's given up on it, and they're like, don't bother. But he just keeps coming back again and again and again, and he manages. I think it's something like the Jamie Foxx character has an affair with a white woman, but the white woman ends up dead. But obviously, in those days, they blame him, and there's all the racism and stuff like that. So it's a bit of a weird one where the community are like, oh, why would you have an affair with a white woman? But at the same time, it's like, but he didn't commit the crime as well. So yeah, there's a lot of things in it, but it's very good. It's a very good film.
Yeah, literally when you said that, because I think, when did it come out?
It's only recent.
Yeah, 2019.
It was just after Black Panther, I think.
Yeah,
in and around that time.
2019 it come out, but very, very, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I like about Jamie Foxx as well?
Yeah.
He's versatile in terms of the roles that he's playing.
100%.
Like, you can get him in, like you just said, Just Mercy. You get him in Miami Vice. He can do the cartoon thing, Rio. Do you know what I mean? He can play the multiple roles. He's got like a thing on Netflix as well. And I did start to watch it, and I think it's very, like Sister. Remember that?
Oh, has it got his daughter in it? Is it that one?
I don't know if it's his actual daughter, but it's him and his daughter, and he's like a single dad. And and I started watching it, but the episodes are very like repetitive kind of thing. So very similar. And I do want to go back to it, but I think the Upshaws was out at the same time. Do you get what I'm saying? And that is just funny. Do you know what I mean? But anyone who hasn't seen the Upshaws as well, let's say Michael Epps. Is it Mike Epps? Mike Epps. Mike Epps.
It's Mike Epps. Yeah.
Sorry, I keep getting confused because Omar Epps as well.
No, it's Mike Epps.
You know they're cousins as well.
I know they're related. I was thinking, I couldn't figure out how, because they don't look that alike. So I was thinking they're probably not brothers. But
they're cousins, I think. But so going back to the Netflix thing. Yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a good thing. From what I got, I've watched like 3 episodes of that. But yeah, Intuition, man, that album would have been 2008 or 10, something like that.
I think 8. I remember I listened to it, I think when I was at uni.
Yeah.
So
There's some bangers on there, man. Some proper classics as well. The love making music, innit? Them ones there, man. You got your girl at uni. Slip on a bit of Jamie F, yeah.
Bit of JD and JF.
You know what I mean? Sweeten up the gal then.
Oh, this guy.
But yeah, no, the album's sick, man. And as well, another fact quickly before we move on, I think I'm gonna get this wrong, but basically, slow jams. So I think Kanye was using I need to Google this because I don't want to get it wrong. I feel like it was either Ray Charles or Marvin Gaye, the sample of one of them songs. And
what was that?
They wouldn't clear the sample. So Kanye got Jamie Foxx to re-record it to sound just like the original version. And he did it. Like, he'd done it. So I'm trying to think what song it was.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of who's... I don't want to get it wrong. Let me quickly find it. Let me find Slow Jams really quickly. But while I do that...
It must be Marvin Gaye, because he
I think it was Marvin Gaye.
In the chorus.
But he says loads of people in it.
No, but he doesn't... Yeah, he doesn't reference the other one.
Yeah, he says like Luther Vandross in there as well. It's going to do my head in because I won't be able to find it now. But yeah, there's definitely one of the songs anyway, whoever it was, they wouldn't clear the sample. And he basically got Jamie Foxx to make it sound like the original. And also, we've got to forget, Jamie Foxx is a stand-up comedian as well. Let's not forget that bit. Because he's done a lot of them Def Jam, what they call Def Jam comedy nights and stuff like that. He's done a lot of them. Early Jamie Foxx, I think that's how he got one of his gateways into acting as well, was through the Def Jam, the circuit. So some of his old like Def Jam where Russell, what's his name, Russell Simmons was part of all of that. Some of them are sick, man. If you haven't watched them as well, make sure you can find them on the internet somewhere because they're Bernie Macs and mad.
That's a stereotype motherfucking coffee.
Do you know what? I think I've got them on DVD somewhere still.
Is it?
It's mad thing is though. Well, I haven't got a DVD player.
You can put them in anything though, no? It should be able to work in like PlayStation or Xbox.
My Xbox is discless. Oh. I was thinking this the other day. I haven't got an Xbox. I haven't got a DVD player. Literally, my MacBook. Nothing now that I have is CD. It's all discless.
So
digital. So I need to buy one because I've got boxes and boxes of like DVDs with films that, yeah, you might be able to get them on the internet, but it's just easy to slap in the. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember Blu-ray never took off, you know.
Remember they a lot of money on Blu-rays, man.
Yeah, man. The only good thing about Blu-ray was that you could get the alternative ending in some of the films.
Know that?
Yeah, I remember I Am Legend had like a different ending. Have you seen the end of that?
No. What's the other ending?
So I think one of the endings is that he dies at the end, isn't it? Because all the things come into the lab. But the other version, he survives.
Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah, well, if you haven't watched I Am Legend now, you ain't watching it again. You've had bare time to watch this film about spoiler alert. The film's been out.
Yes.
The film's been out since I was probably still in school. But yeah, no, I think that alternative ending, he survives and he breaks out the thing. I can't remember how he does it. I'd have to rewatch it, but there's 2 versions on there. And I think I watched the alternative ending first. So when I got to watch the other version, I was like, oh, right, this is mad. Like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was mad, man. But what do you think about, got a question for you. What do you think about, there was a thing that someone put on Twitter the other day, and I agreed with them to be fair. They put, this to add context around it. I keep forgetting about context. So recently, I think 3 men were sentenced to 30 years for basically facilitating and distributing football streams across the world, and for people to be able to use apps or links or whatever to access football on 3 p.m. kickoffs and things that weren't being shown on UK broadcasting. And they got 30 years between them. And someone put on the thing on a quote tweet on Twitter and reeled off like basically Sky £100, BT £50 or whatever it is, Amazon £20, DAZN £20. So you're talking, say, £200 a month or thereabouts. And they were basically saying, well, why don't you lower your Sky subscriptions and other subscriptions, and then people won't have to be cutting corners to try and watch football that they're trying to watch. So what do you think about the whole, first of all, what do you think about the 30 years? Because I feel like it's a bit mad, first of all.
Yeah, I mean, because they didn't each get 30 years, did they? I think they get 10 each.
Yeah, across or maybe one got 15, one got 5, and then but I'm not sure what it was broken down like.
I mean, it's excessive ain't even the word, because I saw I think literally like a couple of days later there was someone who got put in prison for being an actual paedophile. It was like 2.5 years. So that tells you, because it's the UK justice system as well, isn't it? These guys, the TV guys, yeah. So it's a mess anyway. You know how I feel about these things. They charge crazy amounts, and they all choose to pay that. By the way, I know there's competition, but they're the ones that bid. Was it billions or millions? I can't remember how much it is now. It's billions, isn't it? That they bid or whatever. It's also, it's hard to get to games that you've either got to know someone. I remember someone was asking me, can I get tickets to Arsenal game at Emirates? I was like, yeah, I don't even know how you would do that, because they're generally just sold out anyway. Or you've got to buy like the expensive tickets or the box. Football, a lot of football is unattainable. So my personal feelings is that, yeah, these guys, I'm sure they made a profit from it, but they've made it more accessible. If anything, it's helping the sport because they're exposing the sport to the world. All the sponsors are seeing it in more places than probably the people that watch it ain't gonna get a subscription, which is why they're watching the free one. So I thought that was excessive. But I don't know. I know you said you agreed with it, but what's your thoughts about that whole situation?
I think it's mad. I think you hit it on the head when you're getting 2 years. Like there's pedophiles that walk out of court. They get like a suspended sentence with a lifetime of registering on the sex offenders list or whatever. And they're actually abusing people. Sometimes it might not be a pedophile who's abusing kids. It could just be someone who's sexually assaulted someone. Yeah, and they're still walking the streets. They're actually causing harm to someone else. These lot are just giving people free PM kickoffs and the Champions League for a reduced price, £100 a year. Like, who in their right mind? Like, there's footballers out there that play professional football that have got these same things for £100 because I know they do. I've seen some of them, and you just think to yourself, why would anyone want to pay £200 a month, or let's say argument's sake £150, when you can pay £100 a year? Like, the maths is the maths, the money is the money. That's it. So I don't agree with, and it goes back to what I said a couple weeks ago. If you remember when it was COVID and Sky and BET were charging people £50 a game. £50 a game. Some people weren't even working, if you remember, it was lockdown. So some people were out of work and some people loved their club. They couldn't go to the game. So yeah, they might be getting a refund on their season ticket, but at the end of the day, £50 a game. Do you know how mad that is? That's not, boxing isn't even £50. You know what I mean? It's a pay-per-view. That is not £50. You know how mad that is?
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, there's a couple of thoughts that came in my head. The first one is that I can see why people go to those lengths, because football, until about, I want to say 30 years ago, was free to watch. I know the first division, as it was in the day, but Premier League now, was free, and then you had the big match, which was on ITV or the equivalent in whatever region you was in. That was every weekend, and so I mean it's pretty much that same, like our generation and a bit above that, give or take 20 years. That's been affected, but like it's been made less and less accessible for the people that enjoy it. But my second thing, and this is more of a question, and it's not a dig at anyone in particular as well, but do you think people that actually pay the Sky subscriptions, the BT subscriptions, do you think they're kind of to blame because they enable companies to chart, like Sky will put a certain price and people pay it, so it kind of justifies to them of putting it at that price, or not really?
Yes and no, but more yes, because I think, and I'm one of them people, so I'm sitting there arguing a toss, but I still have my means and ways to watch things. But I think you just got to be smart about things, because for me now, and I'll be doing this next season, and I'm not going to incriminate myself, but I'm just going to I've downgraded my thing already. Like, I don't have the Zone anymore. I don't have BT anymore. I literally took that off like 2 months ago, I think, or 3 months ago now. The only thing I actually pay for is probably Netflix. And my Sky. So I paid for Sky, but my package is bare minimum now. So I only keep that there because the kids like to watch certain things and they watch certain films or whatever. So, and I always say to people, if you're going to downgrade your Sky, don't get rid of it, because it's a hassle getting it back. Just downgrade it. Just pay the bare minimum. Like, they're offering something called Sky Glass now, where you can just literally, you don't need a dish, you don't need nothing. You just stream it through your TV. And I think it's like £14 startup, and then it goes up to like £30, £40, whatever you want to add on. So I always say to people now, just that bare minimum, because one day you might need it. And you might need to increase it again. You can just put the sports back on, you can put the films back on, you can put this back on. So I always say to people, just do that. But I think you're right. I think there's people out there that, they just pay what they got to pay, and they're not bothered. They'll just pay. They say next month we put in our Sky bill up as a flat rate of £100 plus whatever you've got on top for your movies, sports, whatever. You're going to be paying £250 now. They probably still pay it, because there's some people that, like you said, can't get to the game. So in their head, they're thinking, if I was going to 4 games a month, I'm probably going to be spending 250 anyway. Do you get what I mean? They'd love to go to the game. They've got people who live at home, or like with their mums or dads, or their partners are okay with them just spending 250 a month on TV. They're probably just going to pay it anyway. Do you know what I mean? But there's some people out there that are struggling already and they can't pay, and they're paying it because they don't want to miss out on watching their team because they can't get to the game. So I get both sides. I just think it's a bit like, what can I compare it to? Like tampons. This could be a mad example, yeah. Women need tampons. Yeah. If they put tampons to £20, women can't turn around and say, oh, but do you know what I mean? Some people see football like that. They see it's like a religion to them. They need football. So they can't go without that. So if they put tampons to £35 for the wings, the wing ones, you get what I'm saying?
No, I do know what you mean. Though. It's all in context, isn't it? And at the end of the day, if it's a product that you see as a necessity, and some people do see it as that, like you said, the example you gave or whatever. Because I personally, I don't blame someone for doing it. Like at the end of the day, that might be the one thing that keeps you sane. Like that's your
don't smoke, don't drink.
Yeah,
it's your one little vice.
And who are we to judge around that? And I do think it's a shame because my personal views, I just feel like those companies exploit people because you just want to watch football. Do you know what I mean? You just want to chill and enjoy. Obviously, there's certain people that take it too far and whatever, but most people they just want to enjoy watching their team. And I do wonder if people start going back to watching highlights because obviously, back in the day when you didn't really, I know I was talking about games would be on TV, but it would just be one game a weekend. And I wonder now if people will go back to just a highlights thing on a Sunday or a Monday or, the free highlights. Or do you think people will just want to watch the games?
I think there's two things. I think people will want to watch the games live. And annoyingly as well, two things. So annoyingly, when it was COVID, the amount of times they put bare games on, like I think that's what they should have done. They should have just put all the games on because that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then recently, I think it was because of the coronation, they put a game on at 3:00 on like a Saturday.
I remember. Yeah.
I think it was Man City or someone like that. Now, they've proven, I think maybe it was something to do with maybe the Football League had finished then. Maybe, I don't know. But that ruling about the blackout at 3 p.m, that's nonsense now because we're in 2023. So there shouldn't even be a blackout in 2023 for football. Yeah. You go to America and them places there, they've got every 3:00 kickoff.
Yeah.
Now, me personally, I've been saying this for years. I remember saying it in a group chat years ago, probably 3 years ago now. They need game passes. Just get a game pass. Every Chelsea game I can watch for, I don't know, 150 a year. Maybe 100 at starting. Maybe put it up to 150 after a couple of seasons. Give me that, and I would pay £100 a year to watch every Chelsea game. Game passes, they do it in NBA. Do you know what I mean? They should do the same thing because then at that point, you ain't got to worry about getting your door bashed in or locked down, or they block your you haven't got a VPN, so they block your what they call like the Fire Stick thing. They block all that, so you ain't got to worry about that because you've paid it already.
It's just easier as well because you don't have to sign up to their different. I mean, it'd be the end for BT and Sky, but
I don't think it would.
Maybe not. Well, BT are done anyway. Is it TNT?
TNT,
now, anyway?
But we're forgetting there's people that don't even watch football, and their packages are probably just as much as people who have the sports package because they've got all like Netflix on there. They've got Sky Atlantic package, whatever it's called. This package, they've got the BT, whatever. They've got all these other things on there, and they're probably just paying just as much. So, and other people like cricket. Like now, it's cricket season, so everyone watches the cricket. So they probably would still make their money. Rugby is a big thing. I know BT love their rugby, and Sky have got rugby on there as well. NBA, like people got the NBA like on Sky. So I think there's enough for them to still tick over. Do you know what I mean? Maybe that for me, Game Pass is, if they don't bring that in 2 years, they've missed the boat because I think everyone's going to be on this streaming thing. everyone's going to be doing the £100 a year thing. Do you know what I mean? If they were smart, they would offer like £80 for the year and undercut the people that are charging £100 a year.
I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, it's just it's getting silly, and I think people will find innovative ways. Obviously, some people will do the streaming, whether legal or illegal. To be honest, and I don't really mind it anyway. But obviously, I watched the FA Cup final with Jesse, but that was on regular TV.
I was waiting for you to bring this up.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I was waiting.
I've cried. I've shed my tears.
Was there tension in the room at one point?
I was watching it with one of Jesse's brethren, an Arsenal fan. But
my God!
No, do you know it was group therapy for how City have ruined the English game. But yeah, I mean, it might turn into a thing where you just end up going to someone's house to watch it just to socialize. But the dumb thing is that they're still gonna. That's okay. They've got a subscription, but I'd happily like go in halves with somebody and just watch it at their yards, or they just watch it at my yard. You know what I mean? And do that, because it's imagine that you're paying all that money, and then because of my work pattern, I can't even watch all the games anyway. And you go on holiday, or if you got kids, or just anyone that is in your life that just doesn't like football, so they're trying to plan bare things and you want to watch football, like, oh, let's go do something that Sunday at 4. It's like, really? You really want to do this now? And Man United Liverpool, you really okay? So yeah, so it's not worth it, you know what I mean? But yeah, going back to them guys, that's I don't care how they could have made billions. Like that's crazy. Like there's for context, there's a guy in the area that I live ish. If I put my address on thing, but he got done. It was an MP. He got done for racially aggravated assault. He's been the MP in the area for 20 years. They've only just caught up to him. This is going back to what you're saying. They've only just caught up to him because the guy came forward that he assaulted and made a complaint, and they had to get witnesses. They've had to really go and dig. And even if you think about sexual assaults, was it like 2% of them go to court?
Yeah, it's hard to get a conviction.
And it's hard to get conviction. They don't even bother to try and investigate it properly. But yet, they managed to track these guys down in some fucking hole in, where is it, Derby or something?
They've got the technology to do it, man. They're just
full of shit, man.
I think they've used these 3 men as like not scapegoats, but as this is what we'll do if this carries on.
Yeah.
You think half of them police officers haven't got VPNs with all sorts on their phones?
That's how they found them so quick, isn't it? Because they supplied them.
Yeah, exactly. So I wanted to ask you as well, because you brought up like sharing and watching like joint thing. Did you hear about Netflix that they're charging? I think it's like an extra $4.99 for people who like share passwords. So if you want to share like a password or something, you have to charge an extra $4.99 on top of your thing already. And that goes back to what I'm saying. Like there's certain people that would rather just pay £100 a year. They got everything before it even goes onto Netflix or Amazon or whatever. They've got it there. Power. Anyone's been watching Power. The episodes have been going on the Fire Sticks and that before they even go onto Amazon. So what do you think about that? Like paying extra for on top of what you're already paying to share your own password that you've already paid for with someone else.
So this is where, especially when it comes to Netflix, I'm gonna go to my oven and check and see if the humble pie is ready for some.
No. Listen. I can back me and Jesse up when we say this, because Disney Plus ain't taken off like you said it was. It's still at the depot. It's waiting still.
I told you Netflix was done though. But
no, it's not done. It's not done. But it's not done. It's not done. It's not done.
But to answer your question, I can see why they're doing that, but they're dumb.
They're gonna lose customers now. I agree with that bit.
It's dumb because they're doing it at a point. They're just doing it at the wrong time. If it's reactive, probably as we all know, because and not just them. I think there's a few places doing it, but it's all reactive because they want more P's because they're losing customers anyway. So they're punishing their own customer base for their own stupidity. Do you know what I mean? Like if you do that when you're peaking, and you're like, all right, to maximize this, let's do the password sharing thing as calm. But yeah, and we talked about their content already. Listen, you know me, I'll just go someone's. I'll just literally watch the 10 episodes, whatever it is I want to watch at someone else's yard. It's all good. It's just for the principle, isn't it? It's silly, and it's silly money as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think for Netflix in particular, because they have gone downhill. I don't care what anyone says. They're shows, but I don't think we can dispute that the quality of the shows that they have is diluted because everyone else has got their platforms. Even Paramount, I think, now has got a platform.
No, they're not putting out as much content. And when I say that, I mean Netflix original stuff as they were. Like when you think back to when they had like Ozark and they had Narcos and all these other things that they had on.
Stuff.
They had loads coming out. And I do go on there every now and again, and I think, this is mad. They've got nothing on there that I've watched that before. I've watched that one before. So I'm waiting for the next big thing to come out. But then, like, what's that one? Stranger Things. Like, obviously, Stranger Things is a big thing. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's probably where they, like, them kind of programs is where they make a lot of their money. But I say all that to say this. Disney Plus is still at the depot. It is not taken off yet. Disney Plus for me anyway.
Have you got Disney Plus?
No, but I know what's on there. I know what's on there.
No, I agree. It's not. I wouldn't say it's replaced. I don't think anything will replace Netflix because there's too many platforms that a lot of people have that have got good stuff. So I wouldn't say there's going to be an outright one. But when Netflix behave in that way, I can't, unless they've got something up their sleeve where they're going to come and they bring in a show that's going to be like life-changing. But they're still doing dumb things, like they'll bring something out, but they'll release, like 90% of the episodes all in one go. And it's like, why are you doing like with...
but some people prefer that. Like, I prefer that. I prefer to binge rather than episode per episode. I think that's why The Last of Us, that's why I said to you the other night, I've literally just started that now because we're doing like all episodes one by one, week by week. I can't wait a week to watch the next episode. I need to watch everything so I can just hit play.
But you're gonna watch it eventually, no?
Yeah.
There's because I know, for example, there's Gangs of London that's on there. Like Sopranos, I'm watching that now. The thing with Netflix why it's dumb to release one of your hottest shows and pretty much everything is people will go and watch that in 2 days and cancel the subscription. So there's
I don't know,
motivation.
man.
I know people like to binge watch, but I think people binge watch because they can. But with Stranger Things, it's good, like, because you've watched it, yeah? You watch it.
Yeah, I'm up to date.
So if they released it one episode at a time, wouldn't you probably either watch it as the episodes come out or probably keep the subscription until the episodes are out and then...
Well, I think that all the episodes will come out in a month anyway. Like if they were going to do that, or maybe in 2 months, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's 2 months of subscription. And that's... I don't know how many people, let's say 500,000 people. I just find
with that as well,
it's stupid.
They cut it into 2 halves. So Netflix are doing what Power used to do and still do now. Like they'll put out the first 7. I remember Ozark done it as well for the last season. They put out like the first 7 episodes and then they leave you for like 6 months and then come back with the next one. So I think that's a smart move because you can binge and then you know either you do what you're saying, cancel for 6 months and then come back when Ozark's back or whatever's back. But for me, I think there's enough on there to tide me over. Like, I like a lot of there's a lot of sports documentaries on there. Like the Michael Jordan one was good. There's loads of I can't remember what they're called. There's like the last chance, I think it's called, like a basketball thing. That's sick. There's loads of things on there that if you like go through and just search certain things, because not everything pops up on that first page. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the first thing that you come up. There's loads of like the upshows. I would never have found that unless I'd like the second season different because it was just on the front page. But I went in to find the upshows. I just came across it. Do you know what I mean? And the Jamie Foxx one, I would never know.
This is what I'm saying though. If they behave in a way that keeps people on the platform, people will find stuff. Like I watched talking about the other day. There's a football documentary about the leaks. I can't remember what it's called. The football leaks.
Yeah. I haven't started it.
Yeah, that was sick. I'm not gonna sit here and lie and say all their shows are terrible. Like they've got good shows that I like personally, but I think I remember watching Power the last few seasons. I'm sure they released the episodes week by week. So I remember going on it thinking, "Oh, this is like dreadful." But I'm just
they
gonna
still
watch
do that now.
Yeah, but that's smart. But I feel like if you just release everything, you let people binge watch. Okay, they might subscribe for 1 month and then the following month when it come out. But you're not keeping people on the platforms. It's kind of dumb because people like me and like others, you just go on and watch your thing, cancel, and you won't even bother stay on there. And then once that show is done, you're not gonna go back. So it's like I know, like for example, Now TV, I quite like it because I watched The Last of Us like every week when it came out, and then The Sopranos now, and I think it's only on for a limited time, so I'm gonna watch that. Then there's some other stuff that's gonna come back that I'm gonna watch. So I'm never gonna give up that subscription.
I think that's the worst one.
Now TV. The platform is shit, but the content, there's always stuff on there that I want to watch.
You know, if you got Sky Glass, like I was saying before, Go on. Sorry.
No, go on.
I was gonna say, I think you could probably get all what you're paying for Now TV. I don't know what you're paying for that, so but say you're paying £8 for that. It's there or thereabouts, maybe 10. Say you're paying £10. Yeah. You could get all of that on Sky Glass with everything, not just the Now TV stuff, the Sopranos stuff. You could get everything for about £14 to £20. So that, for me, is the worst one. The only thing that is bad about Now TV, even worse, have you seen their sports packages? Robbery. Like they charge like £7 a day to watch football. You lot are crazy over there. What are you talking about? £7 a day? No.
With their sports package though, what I will say, because I have it, but I share.
You've got the sports one.
Yeah, but I share the subscription.
Okay.
So I'm only paying half. So it's worth it. It's plugging my charger. The thing, but the point is that their content. I only care about the content. So Now TV again, I split that. So I'm not paying my piece for it. And
yeah, but you split it, but not everyone splits it.
No, I hear that. But I'm just saying their way of doing things. Even if I was paying full price. Netflix would go, Disney would be intermittent. There's stuff on there that is very. I
gotta ask you a question. I need to know something. Cool. How's Disney Plus got you around the ankles like this? Why are your trousers down your ankles for Disney Plus? I need to know. What is on Disney Plus that has made you? What's on there that's made you think, I got to back Disney Plus to the cows come home? Because I've seen what's on there. The only thing recently that's on there, and it's mad that they've got it on there, is Banged Up Abroad. And I don't know if you've ever watched that, but it's really good.
Of all the shows.
Nah, it's a sick one. It's sick.
Oh, that's bad. I've watched it. That's a bad show.
Banged Up Abroad is one of the maddest shows.
Yeah, though it's like, is it can't pay, don't pay, or can't pay, take it away?
No, man. But go on anyway. Sorry.
No. What I like on it. So I think initially I just like having the Disney films, watching it on HD and all of that. And then what else did they had The Bear, which is quite good.
The who?
That's the one with the bear. So
is this a film?
It's a series. Is it Boiling Point with my guy from Up by Your Bits? The chef. I'm sure you must have seen it.
Which bits are we talking about? Liverpool?
Netflix, the film. Yeah. So Donny, I'm sure he's from Liverpool.
What, like Stephen Graham?
I think it's that guy. It's the guy that was in the first season of, what's that police program that we've all been watching?
Line of Duty.
Shit. Yeah, he's in the first season.
Oh, no, I know. I think it's not Stephen Graham, but I think I know who you're on about now.
You know the guy I'm talking about?
I think so. I think so.
Anyway, The Bear is like that film that's on Netflix, but it's just following a guy who's it's just about the kitchens, like someone running a restaurant, but how mad it gets in the kitchen and all of that, and it tackles a lot of issues. But it's sick. It's a sick show, and it's on awards, so it's not even just me that thinks so. You've got things like Scrubs is on
Calvin
there.
Phillips just won a Premier League medal. I don't want to hear that. What are we talking about?
No, they won serious like FA Cup.
Calvin Phillips.
Like,
man's about to win a treble.
No. They won but they got Scrubs. They've got Blackish, which up until the last season was quite good. They've got Abbott Elementary's on there. They've got like Simpsons, Family Guy. They've got a lot of things that I enjoy, like a lot of animated stuff. What else have they got?
But all those things are still accessible from other places. Like Family Guy's on TV, like normal TV.
Because I want to watch the episodes I want to watch.
I'm just saying. I wish Jesse was here, because I know Jesse would be in the red corner right now, not in the blue corner.
I think Jesse would be in the middle, but I can't talk for him.
Listen, I'm gonna message him afterwards and see what he's saying, because
I'll not get involved.
Well, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying.
No, I think Disney doesn't have as much as Netflix had, or isn't as like Netflix at its peak is nothing's beating it. But I feel now when I look at it, it has the odd thing that's okay. Like the Upshaws, I like it, but it's not amazing. I watch it because it's a bit funny. Do you know what I mean? It's funny, and I like My Caps, but it's not.
That's funny, man.
It's not like My Wife and Kids or Fresh Prince. Like it's not that kind of.
Yeah, but they're top tier, man. You're talking about top. You're talking about about flipping. Who can I use? Like Eric Cantona. Like these people are not replaceable. You can't replace them kind of players and R9. Top tier stuff.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that was on BBC Two. So
you know what I'm saying? You might get Suarez.
Standard program. I'm standard show. I get Suarez. No. I just think their model and some of their original content. I mean, wasn't you making fun of Bird Box? A lot of their stuff is like that.
No, that was Jesse. I think.
You didn't like it though. I know you've seen it.
I thought it was all right. I wouldn't watch it again. That was Jesse. No, Jesse was definitely not on. I don't think he was on that. But no, I hear what you're saying though. I think with like for me personally, like Paramount is included with my package anyway. But if I had to pay for that, I don't think I'd pay for it. Do you get what I'm saying? Because there's not enough on there for me to watch. And Disney Plus, I just know I wouldn't enjoy some of the things on there. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think it's each to their own. And the only ones that I think are really good is Amazon, because there's a lot of documentaries on there. There's a really sick football one on Paramount Plus actually that's just come out about like the Premier League and like the early start of the Premier League and all that. So that's really good. I haven't watched it yet, but it looks good. And Netflix is just Netflix. It's like the Rolls Royce of streaming, man. I can't get rid of this Netflix.
Rolls Royce is a bit far. I'd call
You
it
lot
like
crazy.
Volvo.
Man said Volvo.
It was the car, the reliable car that everybody had up to a point, and then
Man said the Chrysler that looks like the Rolls Royce.
It's still around, but they're not producing anything now.
I'm not having that, man.
You can get a second hand. No, I told you anyway. The thing with me is it's not. I don't like hate Netflix. It's just their market share was always going to decrease, and they had to keep innovative, and they didn't. And they're competing with Apple, who like slyly. You know how I feel about Apple anyway. I probably would never get Apple TV, but I know there's some shows on there that are
they're sick. You know, they got some decent ones.
Yeah,
even Ted Lasso. I'll be honest, Ted Lasso is sick.
Have you watched it?
I've started it.
Yeah. You can't afford to pay for all of them, and there's only so many free trials. Do you know what I mean? And Netflix will get squeezed out because people look at it and think, like, "What do I actually want?" And what's included? In my opinion, so that's why. And if with this password sharing thing as well, it's just another thing, like asking for more money. It's like, but I'm sharing it, but I'm watching just Love Island or the
1 or 2 episodes or so.
Think like, what's the point? That's just my view anyway. But anyway, them 3 Donnies probably shouldn't have even done prison. They probably should have just got a community service, slap on the wrist. Listen,
community service for TV. What? They should have just got a hefty fine. Let's be honest, a little £2,000-3,000. Don't
Eat
do
about
it again.
50% of the peas. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do it again. End of jail time.
Yeah.
Jail time.
That long. It's mad.
Bomber Clark, man. But I
Mad
wanted to
cuz.
ask you before we wrap up
Yeah.
about holidays. Because
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other day and they were telling me about when, so I'll put a disclaimer out there. So this story is when I was, this story is when I was 18, fresh. Man still had hair and everything. And we went to, I can't remember, I'm not going to put out where we went to, somewhere in Spain. And I got, so the story's a bit mad, but he basically, and the reason I'm saying this because I'm going to ask you a question in a minute, but he was all out in this bar and there was like couples like on another table and they all kind of joined our table. So we was all like together, wherever, mingling. And one of my brethren that I was with took one of the guy's girls back to the hotel with him. That's how they entered the night.
Man.
And then she ended up, because obviously then he found out. And then he found out. So basically she ended up staying with my brethren for the whole holiday. Mad. It was a mad story. That was a mad story. And the reason I'm asking you that is I want to know one of your mad holiday stories.
You got to keep, I mean,
mine aren't mad like that.
Might have to end.
I said hay fever
because the hay fever's kicking in, isn't it?
I thought he was going to say the hay fever was on holiday. Man, came with me on holiday, kicked my ass on holiday.
No, I give a little one. I think a lot of people that I know anyway know this one, but
you must have bear though.
Probably. No, just
no. I don't mean like that either. I don't mean for me like that.
Like,
I meant
the hay fever's get into your head. No,
I didn't mean like that. I meant like in terms of because I know you miss flights. Do you know what I mean? I know you've been like touch and go to meet your planes, and do you know what I mean?
Oh, I do have.
See,
one actually,
there you go. That's what I'm saying. Share. This is what I'm here for.
I had one that I was going to share, but I got another one. So I'm trying to think of what I can leave in.
That's why I kept mine short and sweet, because that's not how the story went. That's just the short version, because we got little time at the end of this episode, so I left a lot of it out. But yeah.
All right. So I went somewhere for someone's birthday. I think for like a weekend. I was studying. I was doing a course of some kind, and I left it to the last minute. And I'm not a last minute person, so yeah, it was a bit of a mess. So I was thinking, all right, I'll do as much as I can, and then I'll finish it off while I'm there. I'll make the changes when I come back. So obviously I've gone. It's all been good. But then the last night, because I came back early, so I had lecture on the Monday, but everyone else has come back on like Tuesday or something like that. But everyone went out on the Sunday night. So I was like, they were like, oh, like, just come. So I was like, all right, I'll come for one. So I went out and yeah, I drank a lot. Like a lot, cause and my lecture was at 10 in London. So
wait, so you had to fly back?
Home. I flew back that morning to go to the lecture that morning.
Okay.
From where I was coming from, yeah. My flight must have been probably about 7 or 8. You know how I do the early flights. Anyway, I set my alarm. All my clothes are laid out. I just left all the stuff I needed for that night, so stuff to get showered with and charging my phone. Get back. It's about 3 a.m. Got to be up at 5:30, 6, something like that. So I fall asleep. Alarm goes off. All right, cool. Hit the fucking snooze button and that. Next thing I know, yeah, I wake up. The flight's leaving in about 45 minutes. And obviously this is post 9/11, isn't it? So obviously you got to be at the airport. I didn't have a suitcase. You still got to be there in good time.
Yeah.
I was like, shit. So I just literally, I just scooped everything, supermarket sweep start in my bag that I could get, made sure I had my passport was already there. I ran into the lift, my boxes, I just had my clothes in my hand. There's a couple people on the lift. I'm getting changed in the things. I need to get the shuttle to the airport. I'm on there. I think I get to the airport with like, I'm not even lying, about 20 minutes to go, as in 20 minutes to take off, not boarding, but take off.
Oh, raw. Okay.
I'm running through, luckily the airport, because that time of morning in the week,
Dead.
there's not that much people. It's like May or April or something like that. I had to run. I literally ran from the entrance to the airport all the way to the plane. Like literally all the way there. Like they were doing seatbelts and all sorts. Yeah.
You know, Home Alone.
Like t-shirts on backwards. I didn't even shoes, laces under, all of that stuff. Anyway, so I made the flight. Luckily, I get back. I hand in this because obviously I didn't work on that assignment in it. So I handed back the assignment. It was a mess because I just got it back. Fail.
Oh, bro.
And then I had a meeting with the my tutor, and they were trying to be polite about it. They were like, "Oh, what do you think went wrong?" So I was just like, "Listen, it was a shambles." And I said, "It was a shambles. I didn't put enough work."
Man said Tottenham in the Champions League final.
Yeah, I just said, "Listen, I know it's not good enough. It was a mess." I said, "I read it back. There's some sentences that ain't even complete. Like it's just."
Was it that bad?
Yeah, I just said, "I'm sorry. I'll go do it again this week."
Fucking hell. And anyone that knows you will know that would have pissed you off because of like you being attention to detail and all that.
Yeah. So it's funny. So sometimes because obviously I supervise trainees and that. So if they like struggle and they're worried about failing, I'll just say, "Oh yeah, I've
tell the story.
Like I've not passed things before." Nah, I don't tell the story. I just hate to know. I failed before, but I don't tell the reason why. But that's probably one of my bad ones. And I made the lecture on time though.
Listen, got A for timekeeping, but got F for work rate.
That was it. That was a U. That wasn't an F. Man. That was a U, cuz.
Yeah, it's mad. I've got wild stories, but to keep it PG, I remember I lost my house keys once. Flying back the day I was flying. I remember I might have told you this. I was flying back. This actually was probably the same holiday that all that madness happened actually. And this is probably the karma. So, sometimes you're waiting for your transfer to take you back to the airport.
Yeah.
So waiting for that. And I remember I had my passport. Obviously you keep your passport close in it, like pockets or somewhere nearby, bag, whatever. You just keep it close because you're going to keep it, need it, take it in and out, whatever. And I remember keeping it in my shorts, but the shorts are like zip ones where obviously it's not going to fall out. And I don't know why, but I checked. I was on the wall. I remember waiting outside the hotel, sitting on the wall. Everyone sat there with us. I remember thinking, I'm just going to double check I've got my house keys, got my passport and my boarding thing, all that sort of stuff. So I took it all out. And I remember just putting it on the side next to me. I don't even know why I did this. Mad. So the transfer thing, the coach turns up now.
Yeah.
I get on. I sat down. And something just don't feel right. You just think, I can't put my finger on what don't feel right, man. But I'm just like, everyone's just, do you know what I mean? Chatting, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think, my pockets feel empty. And you think all day, all afternoon, you've had like something hefty in your pocket. So I was like, light. Just feels light, man. What on? So I look and I think, my passport, man. I was thinking, did I put it in my bag? Because these times as well, like you get on a coach and you haven't got your bag with you. It's underneath, like they got that little flap at the side of the coach, and everyone puts their thing. You don't take your bags on the coach. They go underneath the thing, like in a big boot thing on the side. So my bag's in there, so I can't even like access my bag at this point because everyone's on the coach. So I'm thinking, did I put it in my bag? I'm praying the whole way to this airport. I've got it in my bag. And then as I look out the window, I can kind of see something on the wall, and I think, please do not be my passport and that. My boarding thing, everything was there. Everything was there. My keys, my house keys. And these times, I think the flight that we got on was, I'm going to say like I got back to Birmingham at like 11:30, probably later, probably about 11:30, 11:45. No keys. I think I must have had my boarding pass or got them to print it when I was there. I can't remember. how I even got around that. But I left everything on that wall, everything, my house keys. I was more pissed off about my house keys, just for the simple fact I was tired when I got to Birmingham. I had to get from the airport, and obviously I couldn't get into my apartment then. So I had to stay in a hotel. And then I think the fob, because like a little key fob that came with the keys, that was like that was about $250 to replace. Like, I don't know if the landlord at the time was just trying to bump me for losing his fob.
Probably a bit of that as well.
I mean, like we were saying about in the last episode or the episode before, but he was bumping me. I was telling you, and this time I've just come off a holiday. I mean, I wasn't on mad wages then. Like I was like bare minimum. I remember I had to stay in a hotel. I checked out. I was in a hotel for about 3 hours because I got up early to go and get to link the landlord at like 7 o'clock, because he said you need to see me by 7 to get the replacement. I'll give you my spare, and then I'll go and get a fresh one. You give me $250, I'll go and get a fresh one, and I had to go and get a key and everything. And I thought the moral of the story is, don't be an idiot and check. Just keep them safe. But that was karma. That was the same holiday as all of that madness that happened. That I'm going to say where it was because I'm not going to go back there. It was Magaluf, and that was where it was. Yeah, it was because the stories. But that one I can tell on here. But that was that one holiday, and I thought this is the karma for everything us reckless rascals have been doing on this holiday. This is what we get for it. Because something happened to my bedroom later on, like months down the line. I said, "That's the karma you got for what you did."
It's been saved up and coming back here.
Yeah, man, that was stressed though, because I remember even trying to find a hotel that night. Because bearing in mind, it's like when I get back to like city centre in Birmingham, it's like gone 12 o'clock. So they're charging me a full price, even though I'm there for a couple of hours. It was a Sunday as well, so there was hardly anywhere that I could stay that was like, this was like a travel lodge. And I thought, I'm not staying in there. I'd rather stay on the streets. But yeah, man, mad story, man. Crazy. I can tell these stories now. I'm older, I'm wiser. You know what I mean? I ain't going to Magaluf to do nothing but sit there and drink our all-inclusive beer if I go to Mallorca. So it's calm now. 18 me was reckless. So I can talk about these things now. But yeah, man. What episode is this? Episode 13.
13. Lucky 13 on a Wednesday.
You nearly said Thursday, man. You nearly said Thursday.
Yeah, no, I wish it was Thursday.
The hay fever getting to you.
Get it.
Yeah, 100%, man. But anyone that's listening, subscribe to the channel. We've seen a lot of people watching the videos recently, so appreciate all of that. Leave comments as well, man. Appreciate the feedback that we're getting, I think, on the last couple of videos. So yeah, thank you very much for that. If you haven't already, make sure you hit up the Twitter account, the Instagram account. Make sure you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whichever one you're on. Make sure you listen as well. And yeah, man, thank you very much. We'll be back next week with another episode.
Peace.